Severe riots erupted in at least a dozen major cities around the world today as millions of people took to the streets protesting the ongoing increases in the price of food. These riots are a continuation of an epidemic of unrest that has spread across the globe as food prices have risen at an unprecedented rate over the past 4 months. And now, under pressure from their own citizens, many food-producing countries are considering steps to shut down exports to ensure that they can feed their own people first. This has set off a rash of speculation in commodities markets, further increasing the already volatile prices. To make matters even worse, the UN issued a report today confirming what people on the streets already know, that global food prices have tripled in just the last several months. But what has caught attention of leaders around the world is the fact that the report predicts that prices will continue to climb as severe and unseasonable droughts and floods plague many of the world's breadbaskets. What we're going to do tonight is take you onto the ground and into the world of the people whose lives are being devastated by these developments. In New Delhi, where an estimated 130 people were killed today as angry mobs clashed with police, is our correspondent Neha Gandhi. Neha, what are people there saying about this latest UN report?
Simon, the officials who are still reeling from today's riots are telling us that the UN report that was released today, if proven to be true, then we are headed for a huge disaster, not only in Delhi, but also in the other parts of the world. It literally means that those hundreds and millions of people who are barely holding on will be over the edge.
What can you tell us about what happened there today?
Simon, as you know, Delhi has a population of over 16 million people, out of which 4 million people live under the poverty line, which is unknown in the developed countries of the West. A large section of this population lives in slums which are scattered all over the city, and some are literally living on the streets. Now, 4 months ago, just like the other poor populations of the world, they spend about 60 to 80% of their weekly income only on food, out of which a family of 4 could feed itself only twice or thrice in a week. Now, what you saw was an explosion of pent-up anger, frustration and confusion because of their inability to feed themselves and their families.
Tell me, Neha, are there any indications that the rioting will continue?
Simon, official fears that these riots will only multiply, not only in Delhi but also in the other parts of the country. Now, there will definitely be an economic and a political implications all over the country.
And how are the people there coping with all of this?
Simon, sometime back we spoke to Sanjay. He's 28 years old. He lives in the Shadipur area of New Delhi. He has a family of 8 members. He's a rickshaw puller and only makes 5,000 rupees a month. Let's see what he had to say.
I
was not in the streets today with the others, but I'll go there tomorrow. And so will others here. We are very angry, we are very scared. We don't understand why this is happening. We are poor people, but we have always been able to eat. But now, we can't afford food. I'm afraid for my wife and children. I'm weak and it's hard for me to keep working. We are all the same here. None of us have food, no one is helping us.
Simon, you can literally walk for miles and miles in these streets and you will hear the same stories over and over again. People are angry, hungry, they feel cheated. They don't understand a vegetable like onion, which was 8 rupees a kilo 4 months back, is now 16 rupees a kilo. Milk, which is an integral part of everyone's life, was 12 rupees half a litre, is now 16 rupees. Now, after talking to people like Sanjay, you might have got an idea of the political instability that is encircling the globe. Here, politicians talk about issues like climate change, water problems, energy rising prices. Now, these issues are important, but they're irrelevant to these people. They are seeing a situation which is worsening every day. The surprising part here, Simon, is that the UN report has still not reached these people, but they're already fearing the worst. Now, the situation here is getting tense and very, very tense.
Neha, are officials there worried about the prospect of people actually starving?
Simon, if you'd asked me that question about a month ago or even a week ago, I would have said no. I would have told you that how the officials are getting worried about the dramatic increase in diseases because of poor nutrition. Now, no one talks about this openly, but the fact is the officials are getting worried about an outburst of epidemics that will spread very, very quickly. Now, given today's news, if it's proven to be true, then there will be a dramatic increase in price rise. The population here will have to see starvation. Simon, imagine it this way. Another 15% price rise, these families will have to miss their meal every week. And at 30% price rise, it will reach to a level you've never seen before. It will be disastrous. It will be unsustainable.
Neha, India has a population of over 1 billion people. How many of them are threatened by this?
In this city, the estimate ranges from 3 to 4 million people. In India, there are nearly 200 million people who are living on the edge. Simon, in the world, I really don't know. It could be 500 million, 600 million. Whatever the numbers are, they're always staggering. Now, out of how many of these will die of hunger-related diseases or starvation, no one really knows. How many is too many? 1 million? 10 million? 50 million? Simon, the fact is that anyone in any part of the world never thought that something like this could actually happen.
Neha Gandhi in New Delhi, thank you for that report. We will continue to cover this crisis as it unfolds. This is Simon Marks for GNN News.